Hello, my name's Adam and welcome to UK Theme Parks. It's the 8th of January 2018 and it's the day we've been waiting for, where SW8 is finally revealed to all of us. Now then, SW8, what do we think it's going to be? Well, we kind of knew what it's going to be, and sadly it is indeed the worst kept secret in the world, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad attraction by any stretch of the imagination. The Wicker Man is coming to Alton Towers in 2018 and it does look, it looks absolutely amazing. It really does look good. And you know, we've been following the icon and we've had some icon construction, and now finally we've got something from SW8, two massive roller coasters opening in the UK in 2018. The Wicker Man will be a world's first, we'll go into that shortly, but will also be the first wooden coaster to be built in the UK in the last 21 years, the last one being Megaphobia in 1996. Now some may argue that the Scenic Railway has kind of been rebuilt at Margate since then and reopened, but I guess it's an old standing ride even though it's brand new. Bit complicated, but in terms of new ride experience, this is the first one in over 20 years coming to the UK. Alton Towers, can't wait for it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the specs that have come out. There's massive hype over this. It's made all the newspapers, obviously social media, all the fan sites are going crazy over it. Generally, the response seems to be very, very good, which is great news, because Alton Towers need the, need the good publicity and need the good response from it, and they've certainly put out some statements regarding the ride, which look really, really positive. So, first, as we said, first wooden roller coaster in over 20 years to open in the UK since Megaphobia, and let's face it, Megaphobia is, arguably one of the best in Europe, so it's already got quite a lot to live up to beat that in the UK. Fingers crossed it will. Now, the 58-foot structure, which you'll be able to see pictured kind of here as an image at the moment, that you will go through 3 times. It stands at 58 foot high and it will burst into flames as you go through it, because this is the world's first roller coaster to fuse wood and fire effects together. Yeah, we're a bit staggered by that as well. After doing some research, it's possibly not the first to use wood and fire effects, so we're not really sure where Alton Towers are coming from at the moment. However, given the fact that they can really put on a show, you've only got to look at rides like Hex. Okay, it's not a roller coaster. You've got to look at rides like Hex, though, to see what kind of show they can put on if they really, really want to. And whilst people are going, oh, the effects won't last, the effects won't last, let's wait and see. Let's cut them some slack. Much like Blackpool removing the, the wild mouse, let's cut them some slack. Let's see what they're going to do. It sounds really, really interesting. And I mean, the graphic work that you see here is just incredible. It looks absolutely amazing. We'll get onto that again shortly. So this is a £16 million project for the park, so it's not cheap by any means. The wooden roller coasters aren't any cheaper than what the steel ones are, and it's taken over 4 years to design and put together, which is pretty standard, and it kind of goes with what Thorpe Park said about planning a new attraction as well, so it kind of sticks to that sort of premises, if you will. Now, it's not the longest of rides, standing at just over 2,000 feet long, 2,028 feet long. It's about the same length as Rita. Now, Rita stands actually a little bit more at kind of 2096, but to give you an idea of track length, realistically, it's about the same track length as Rita. Now, that might seem particularly short, given the mind that Rita goes around the track in under a minute, but obviously it's not going to reach the 60-mile-an-hour speeds and launch you off like this one, like Rita does. So bear that in mind. It is quite a small roller coaster. It's longer than things like, it's longer than things like Sonic Spinball, but it's not as long as 13. So when you compare it to the park, Rita is the best one to compare it to. It does only have a 1.2 metre height restriction. We're not expecting it to be that scary, although there's going to be fire effects. Obviously, we're not expecting it to be particularly scary. So 1.2 height restriction, great news for the park. Follows suit with 13 as well, which was a secret weapon. It really kind of opens a little bit more of the family market, hopefully, as long as it's not too scary inside. 1.2 height restriction, good. Big thumbs up from us. 1,000 people have worked on this ride. And I mean, that's massive. When you think about it, construction, design, the manufacturer putting it together, it's massive, absolutely massive that 1,000 people will be working on this project. And it's coming together really well. The aerial pictures we've seen, whether we should have seen them or not, look really good. And you know, the graphics and everything that we're seeing from Alton Towers now really starting to pick up the pace, and it's great. So Alton Towers creative lead designer Bradley Wayne has said guests will be chosen to take part in a celebratory rite of passage as they race through the Wicker Man. We hope visitors will be blown away by the Wicker Man's breathtaking scale, whilst primal essence of a wooden roller coaster and astonishing effects will leave them delighted, exhilarated and eager to ride again. As we said, it's taken 4 years to design, it's £16 million, and the artwork has been developed by Kyle Lambert. Now, if you don't know who Kyle Lambert is, he's done a lot of graphic design. If we look at Stranger Things, he's got award winning for the imagery on Stranger Things. He's also worked on Jurassic Park, Super 8 and Jumanji. So this guy, you know, knows what he's doing. You just got to look at the graphics to understand how great they look. There was an image as well, which we'll show you here, of the big wheel in London being lit up with the Wicker Man logo. It's obviously impossible for it to be lit up with a Wicker Man logo. However, again, great publicity by the park. You know, this is the kind of thing we're going to get over the next couple of months as they promote this ride. It seems like the ride will open with the park on the 17th of March. There's nothing to say it won't. You know, we know it's testing. We know the effects are kind of being put in place. We know the area looks really nearly complete. So they seem to be really on track with this. So certainly after the Smiler incident where it didn't open till kind of end of May, beginning of June, you know, they seem to be really on track with this, which is absolutely great news for them. The spokesman for the park, oddly enough, they did add in about the safety as well. And I think it's because, you know, the media outlets have done a massive report on the Wicker Man, which is brilliant. And then they've added in about the Smiler incident, which is pointless and unnecessary. So a spokesman for the park said the safety of the guests has been paramount in the design and build of the Wicker Man, incorporating the latest in proven technology, safety technology, rigorous testing and hundreds of hours of training for ride operators. So they're really hammering this home, because I think people, you know, when they say we're going to fuse wood and fire together, you know, for whatever reason, people seem to think they're going to set their brand new £16 million roller coaster on fire. They're obviously not going to do that. You know, these are going to be tried and tested effects. You know, Merlin aren't stupid, however much people want to think they operate in a strange way. They do know how to put on a show when they really want to. And this is massive for Alton Towers. I mean, this is a real kind of go or bust after the last couple of years they've had. So everything will go into this ride, and it will certainly function under the umbrella of Merlin for 2 years on full whack. I have no doubt about that at all. In terms of trains, we don't know how many there are. We're going to guess there's 2 because it's quite a short track. And in terms of any other tricks or anything like that, or any theming inside, again, we don't really know. All we know is about the 58-foot structure. So not the biggest of rides, not the longest of rides. It has been in development for a long time. They are really playing on the fact it's a classic wooden roller coaster kind of fused with modern day technology. And you know, if they pull it off the way the imagery pulls it off, it's going to look amazing. It's going to look amazing. Where do we sit? Where do we sit? You know, we've really hyped up Icon. We really cannot wait for Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And SW8, you know, it's kind of sat on the back burner. We haven't heard much from the park. You know, they've kind of kept very quiet right the way up to this thing being built. Where the Smiler, they were perhaps advertising it a little bit earlier, maybe not as a Smiler, but advertising it a bit earlier, and it kind of all fell apart. It kind of looks like they've done the name reveal right in time of the ride probably being near enough ready, signed off, handed over to the park to you know, get these hundreds of hours of training in and get it ready for opening day. So we can't wait. We genuinely can't wait for SW8. 2 brand new roller coasters in the UK this year. But what do you think? Do you think SW8 Wicker Man will be better than Megaphobia? Because let's face it, we could compare how good this is going to be to Icon, but they are 2 completely different roller coasters, completely different designs, you know, completely different materials. One's wood, one's steel. So really, this is going to be going up against Megaphobia without a shadow of a doubt on ride experience. And you know, does the effects add it to you? Does the theme add it to you? Does the, you know, the theme park element add it to you? Or would you prefer a raw, slightly longer wooden roller coaster? So let us know in the comments below. Head over to our Facebook page, that's in the link below. Let us know what you think. We really want you to get involved on this. Really want you to. My name's Adam, this has been UK Theme Parks, and we will see you next time.